everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to my Hoot Crew. Today we are going to be talking wrestling news and chat. Now, I really sometimes do this on Twitch, but today we're doing it on YouTube because I'm taking a break. So there we go. So I want to introduce you to my trusty sidekick and awesome co-host, Jason.
Hello.
How are you tonight?
Yeah, not too bad. Bit achy, but par for the course.
Yeah, exactly. I feel you on that one. I think everybody's starting to feel it lately. Yeah. Constant thunderstorms over here. We got another one going right now. So if I cut out, you know why.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I shall not panic.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to start off. Usually, like I said, we do this on Twitch. We do this every other Saturday. We have a little news chat about the goings on in the wrestling world, not just WWE, but AEW, Impact, UK wrestling, everything. So if you ever want to join us over there, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be going back to it, but I'm taking a break from Twitch. I've been feeling a little overwhelmed lately, and everybody's health has been so up and down that, anyways, sorry, a little bit of a frog in my throat. So I'm going to start off our news today with a couple of sad news, a couple of sad things. Brian Blair, if you don't know who he is, was one of the former members of the Killer Bees in the WWE.
Oh, yes.
His son, unfortunately, on July 20th, was found murdered in a construction site.
Oh, man.
At 29 years old in Florida. My heart goes out to the family and everybody else. To the Blair's family. It just that I can't imagine what they're going through right now. The tragedy, I don't even know what to say other than our thoughts and prayers are with their family right now.
Very much so.
Yeah. Hey, Big Red, how you doing, sweetheart? Good to see you. Thank you so much for coming in, my love. Yes, definitely. It's so sad to see somebody so young, but we don't know what the circumstances were. Also, another sad news, we've lost another great wrestler in Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he passed away on July 12th at the age of 71. So I'm going to kind of touch on a bit of the things that he did. And Jace, you can give us your bit after if you'd like to. His son Travis said on Twitter, he said, many will remember his intensity, but if I could only get you to understand his heart, he had a great big heart, Paul Orndorff did. It was due to battling dementia and constant head trauma. He had quite a few concussions in his days. So, due to that, that's why he passed away. Justin, how are you, sweetheart? Thank you for coming. The WWE did extend its condolences, as well as many other wrestlers, including CM Punk, Triple H, and Ted DiBiase. He was a running back at the University of Tampa after a brief stint with the World Football League. He joined WWE in 1993. He was managed by both Roddy Piper and Bobby Heenan while in the WWE. And he made his mark by 1984 when he challenged Hulk Hogan just after Hulk won the title. And he fought Hogan at the first ever WrestleMania. He won his first championship by defeating Eric Watts in 1993. He was a two-time champ in WCW, holding the WCW championship and the tag team championships with Paul Roma in 1994. After retiring, he became a trainer and helped mold the careers of Mark Jindrak, Stacy Keibler, and Goldberg. He retired in the year 2000 due to injuries. He was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2005, and then inducted into the National Wrestling Alliance Hall of Fame in 2009. He will be missed, and definitely was a great wrestler in his day. He was known as Mr. Wonderful, and unfortunately, while he was in the WWE, he never won a title. But
No.
Jace, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I got into wrestling a bit late. Well, when I say got into it, was able to watch it regularly. Probably wasn't till about 97, maybe.
Right.
Because I didn't have access to Sky or anything like that. So I only ever saw WCW Worldwide.
Yeah.
So I didn't really get to see him a lot of wrestle. I mean, I've seen, gone back since and seen some of his matches that he had. I think he had some quite brutal matches, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Was it
the bloody ones?
Did he have a strap match? And I can't remember who it was with.
Yeah, I can't.
Strap match or chain? One of my mates told me a chain match or a strap match.
He probably had both, knowing Paul.
Right, and apparently they just let them go because there was genuine animosity between them. What the bloody hell was that?
That was Thunder.
Ruddy hell! I thought Carter had fallen down the stairs.
Nope.
Mom, Austin's still out.
You'll be okay. Don't you worry.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right. Okay. Right. Anyway, that was loud. Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm sorry. Getting back on topic. Yeah. No. I mean, as I say, but I was aware of him, and obviously made the odd guest appearance here and there, and all the rest of it. He seemed like a legitimately tough guy.
Yeah.
But from what I understand, he was like, he was more than willing to go his way to help the younger talent. And sort of get somewhere. I mean, obviously he retired, so fair enough. But he was always there to sort of like help out and get people, people where they ought to be, and what have you. So definitely going to be missed.
Definitely.
Like a lot of the legends, his sort of era. They're all gradually going.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Raven, thank you so much for popping in. I really appreciate that. Miss you, girl. Has not watched wrestling in many years, but dropping by. Thank you so much. His matches against Hulk Hogan were amazing.
Yeah.
Were really good. Justin says I've been well. He lost. We did lose a lot of great wrestlers this year. But I mean, that's just a sign of the times. I mean, you think as you're getting older, and my dad even said it to me, you got to think he's 83, and to him, people are dropping like flies. To
me, it seemed that way. You think, I mean, just outside of wrestling, you think about some of the greats we've lost: Prince, David Bowie, Michael Jackson, Lemmy from Motorhead.
Yep.
As far as music,
Motorhead's lead singer.
That's it. Yeah, Lemmy.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
no. It's and these are people that I grew up watching.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, okay.
Yeah. It makes you think, It does. And the one thing I will say, appreciate each and every day you get and live it to the fullest. Yeah. Because you never know, right?
Exactly right.
All right, but my thoughts and prayers go out to the Orndorff family and to his son Travis and everybody else, and we hope that they are well.
Indeed, very much so.
Okay, so on a positive note, we're going to get into some breaking news that we've heard the last few weeks. The first thing that I'm going to talk about is the fans are back in the building.
They are, and the shows seem to be better for it.
They do. I think, the wrestlers feed off of the fans' emotions and their energy, So when they come out, like I was just watching a video before we went live of Edge preparing for their match against Roman and Jimmy and Jey Uso. Yeah. And watching how they prepared for that. Dominic has never been in front of a crowd.
No.
Right? For a live wrestling.
That's got to be quite overwhelming for the poor kid.
He said he felt like he was going to poop his pants. So,
well, there you go then.
That's right. And Raven's right. Wrestling is not the same. It's a lost art without the fans there, because that's what they base their views off of and everything else.
Yeah.
And hopefully things will pick up now for the wrestling, for WWE, AEW, and all the others, now that we can let fans back in. And hopefully this new wave of the Delta COVID gene does not damper anything, because we really want to keep our fans in the building. Yeah, no
definitely.
more cardboard cutouts in the stands. Exactly. Well said, Justin.
Yeah, it's like the anybody that's ever seen the pod race from Star Wars,
Yeah.
right? You know how they did the crowd, don't you?
Yeah, it's all computerized.
It was not just that.
Yeah.
Right, they actually had a mock-up set, right, and they had coloured Q-tips as the people, and they're jiggling them up and down.
Yeah, Carter gets it too, by the way. Yeah, and yeah, Q-tips. I can't believe that. That's so weird.
Yeah,
but I mean, then again, if you're zooming out on a large scale, they start to look like people, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. But I'm glad they're back. It feels so much better. It feels so much more energetic and so much more authentic now that the fans are back. But the matches are still dumb. I'm sorry. There are still some really dumb filler matches.
Oh yeah.
And
go
ahead.
I think, our friend Jimmy, he's got like a T-shirt. It's made up to look like the Raw logo.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's got "Who books this crap?"
I love it.
The fans are going to let them know, which is what I think has been missing for the last year or so. The fact, right? Okay, you can get the viewing numbers.
Yes.
But you're not going to know what they're adverse to, what in the show isn't working.
Yeah.
And the fans are very, very vocal and will let you know. If they think something's crap, they're not just going to go, it's not like saying, you suck.
Yeah.
Right? It'll be, this is boring, or, or this match sucks.
Yeah.
They're gonna vocal it.
No more fake boos and cheers.
Exactly. So, and not only that, like you said, the wrestlers feed off of that.
Yeah.
They're going to up their game.
Absolutely.
Because they're not just playing to a TV audience anymore.
Exactly. And that's the one thing that stood out to Dominic. He said when he walked out, he says there's no more Thunderdome.
Yeah.
It's all chairs and seats and bleachers. He says he couldn't believe that went, and they sold out their first show back.
Yeah.
And I was really happy for them. And I mean, like I said, it like you have to watch. It's on WWE on YouTube, the full video of the whole beginning from when they started him to the match. It was just, it blew him away, and the amount of chaos. Like, as a kid he was there with all the people, but to come out as a wrestler into that crowd after being in the Thunderdome for so long, I'm really proud of Dominic for what he's doing.
And for people to genuinely pop for him.
Exactly. And they love him.
Yeah.
And I mean, the last time the last time Edge and Mysterio were together, they won the tag team championships. So, I mean, you got to look at that too. It's kind of an iconic moment for the both of them, right? So, and to bring Dominic into it, Anyway, alrighty. So the next thing we're going to get to is this whole Roman and Cena feud. Roman Reigns is a fighting champion, which Roman Reigns as a heel has been amazing. I think the storyline they're running with, and now Jimmy and Jay are tag team championships, Universal title holder, Roman Reigns. He says it's better than the Raw title. I kind of believe it at this point, the way things have been going. Now, Roman did say something to Jimmy and Jay that threw a lot of fans off as like, oh, you won the titles. Yay, yay. That's not the hard part. That's the easy part. The hardest part is hanging on to these titles. So he's going to throw that in for that. There's been match interferences. Will they play a role? Seth says Roman is the only champion because of Seth. And they're also talking about putting Naomi on SmackDown and bringing her into this, either seeing her turn heel or staying babyface. We're not sure. But she could be traded to SmackDown. I think that's just a good idea to throw her in with that. I mean, You know what I mean? Every family member so far, even including Tamina, even though she's on Raw, is holding a title right now.
Yeah.
So the Usos are like on top right now, you know?
Yeah. Because I'm still not sure where Jimmy stands with everything.
Yeah.
Because he's sort of like, he's in it, but he's not. He's sort of like, you know, you're saying, oh, I'm nobody's bitch, and yet he's still kind of under Roman's thumb a little bit.
Yeah.
I think it's because he's sort of doing it best for what's best for his brother.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be interested to see whether there is sort of a bit of nonsense later on down the line, because it can't last forever, obviously.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. I think that if you look at the look on Jimmy's face, like you said, you can see that look on Jimmy and Jay's face sometimes where they're like, ugh, when Roman's not looking at them.
Yeah, he's sort of biting their tongue, as it were. Yeah. No, it could be good. Well, maybe that's the thing with Naomi coming. If Naomi comes in, she's the one that's getting them to see reason. Which one is she married to? I can't remember.
Jimmy.
Ah, right, okay. Because if she was married to Jay, that would sort of like get him out of his funk.
Yeah.
You know, and then you get the turn on Roman.
Yeah.
And they sort of turn on him before he gets a chance to do it to them.
She could have influence on both of them, though, because if she can influence one brother, he can influence. I think it's already starting to happen. But I mean, we'll see what happens, right?
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be interesting anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to it because I don't know the what they've done. I hope that they're letting Roman have creative freedom with this because he's doing an amazing job as a heel. I mean, I don't like him as a heel because I like him before and everybody likes the good guy, right?
Well, yeah,
but
to an extent.
This is good for his character and hopefully, you know.
Yeah. Well, it shows he can play both sides.
Exactly.
Right. What I'd like to see with all this going on, I know, they're both bad guys.
Right.
A bit of Seth versus Roman.
Yeah.
Because we've not seen that for a while.
Yeah.
You know, it would be quite good. You know, they're both sort of like, because you know Seth wants that title as much as anybody.
Yep.
So it's going to be, I think there could be a bit of jostling backwards and forwards between those two, even though Seth is focused on Edge at the moment. You know, again, like you say, you know, we'll just have to wait and see how it progresses. But I think it's one of the better stories going on at the moment in WWE.
Yeah, me too. I agree. And I mean, this whole thing with John Cena, and they brought Finn Balor into it, and they brought Baron Corbin, and I think that was all just fillers, bringing all this stuff in. But I mean, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, do you know what? You know how much a fan I am of Baron Corbin. But I like what they're doing with the character.
I do too. Yep. Yeah.
It's kind of fun.
I like it. And the fact now he's got a match with Finn Balor coming up, so we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah.
But
you're not sure. You're not sure with him. He's sort of, you know, I'm on a hard time sort of thing, but I'm still a bit of a git, you know.
Yeah. No. I'm just glad Cena. I'm glad they brought Cena back in some senses because he's tremendous. He's amazing. And I'm glad they brought him back on SmackDown because Raw was his center stage for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of makes sense, I suppose. But I'm hoping that if they're going to do this, right? I mean, I kind of like the way they go with the promos a little bit, I would admit. It's going a little bit more back to the old style John Cena before he became PG.
Exactly.
Yeah. Right? So, you know, that in a way, that's good. But I don't want him just to phone the match in.
Exactly.
What is one of the reasons why I got annoyed with him, because he was phoning it in and it was so obvious.
Yep, you can hear it. Yep.
You know, and it was just, you know, well, I'm over anyway, so I can put in as little effort as I want, and the fans will still cheer me, so I'm good.
No. And the thing is, they still say he sucks. And fans will tell you, you suck. And they do constantly tell John Cena sucks.
Yeah.
And I think exactly for what the reason that you just said. Like, I mean, you think that you've got everybody under your thumb, but the thing is, people are looking for you to turn eventually. And the hard part about John Cena is he likes who he is. He loves the character, the never give up, work hard guy. I don't think he'll ever go heel.
No.
That's just...
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, how long is he going to be sticking around this time for?
Probably till after SummerSlam, maybe just after.
So it's not going to be, it's not going to be long. It's probably, to be fair to John, he's probably being used to boost the numbers back up and show a bit of, get people a bit more interested in the product again. Now, okay, if he can be used to put over younger talent, right? And John's a funny one for putting people over. Sometimes they do it, but a lot of the time it's no, I'm big match, John. I have to win.
Yeah.
And I think at this stage in his career, he can still, put on an excellent match.
Yeah.
Right? He still put on a big, and then, I'm not saying for him to suddenly become a jobber or anything, because that wouldn't make sense.
Right.
But at least, you get say like he does the thing with Finn does happen, right? Yeah. I'm hoping that it'll put Finn over.
Yeah.
Because Finn might finally get his bloody title back that he lost, 3-4 years ago, whatever it was?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Right? Ridiculous amount of time, and he's never got a proper rematch for it.
No, he hasn't. And that's when he ended up, because of that, went back to NXT.
Exactly.
And hopefully he's on the main roster for good now, because he's a good talent. He's amazing.
Yeah, he is.
That's what Justin just said. People can really see emotional changes in you on screen. Yeah, they can.
Yeah.
It's instant.
It's Justin, right? Is this a chap that I know?
Yeah, it's the Justin that's in our group chat.
Fireborn.
Yeah.
Ah, hello, mate. I didn't realise it was you. Sorry.
It's okay. Yeah, Jason can't see the chat, so.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on though. And this is the thing. I can't wait to see this match though with him and John Cena, and I hope Roman kicks his butt. No offense, John.
I shall try and remain positive about the whole situation.
Me too. No, I'm just kidding. All right. TikTok has come out with an idea to help people for SummerSlam. Now, everybody knows that TikTok is the biggest forum right now. Everybody wants to be TikTok famous and everything else. Now, the thing is, WWE and TikTok have teamed up for a competition, and the winner will get a chance to be a ring announcer. This is a genius marketing scheme, and how you enter is by going on TikTok, tagging WWE, and showing them your announcing skills. That's it. And I think they're going to choose a couple winners, and they will get to come in the ring.
Has it finished now?
I don't know. It might be, but it's for SummerSlam. So I don't. It might be another week or so before they choose the winners, or it might be closer to SummerSlam when they choose them. But hey, by all means, if you can get in and enter anyway.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
Yeah.
I might have a go for giggles.
Go for it, check it out. Anyways, you got it. Like,
weighing in at 375 pounds. He's from all the way from Mexico. He's Uberdink Flubber Chops.
Woo! That's a name and a half. Say that 10 times fast.
Uberdink Flubber Chops.
Okay, push you.
Sorry.
Dustin says hi.
Hello, mate.
He gave you a smiley face. He gave you a smiley face and a thumbs up. So.
As close as I can get.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. We got some big news. I don't know if you've heard about it yet, but CM Punk has signed with AEW.
Aha!
7 years of rumors of him coming back and coming back. It's finally been announced. He posted on Instagram making a Jordan type comeback, coming out of retirement. He's been playing the serious song that they played before every game when Jordan came out and won several championships. I don't know if it's going to be his entrance music or not, but who knows? He'll be making his debut in Chicago, possibly in that, which is CM Punk's hometown. But a verbal agreement has been reached, and I'll believe it when I see it, to be honest. Fox is upset because they had hired CM Punk on a sportscast to talk about WWE and everything else. But now Punk has also been blacklisted by the WWE. And WWE commented and said, let him be their problem then. So I don't know what really happened behind the scenes of what we didn't hear, but Punk is now AEW bound.
Okay, well, as long as he doesn't hog the spotlight for the talent that are already there.
Yeah.
You know.
He does kind of have a habit of doing that, unfortunately.
Yeah. We shall see. Maybe you could think it may be a big mistake. I don't know. And the big thing is, where he's been off for 7 years, is he in ring shape? Can he still go? Yeah. I'm sure he'll be great on the mic because he always was.
Yep.
But, you know, does that mean AJ Lee's going across as well then?
Could be. I think could be, because she has not even talked to WWE, period. I mean, WWE was trying to get CM Punk back, but like I said last podcast we did, he said it would take an insane amount of money to bring him back, and he also said he would have to wrestle somebody he's never wrestled before, and AEW is that platform before him. There are so many people in that company right now that he's never wrestled before, including Rhodes, right?
Exactly. Excuse me.
We got Rithing. Hi, how are you? Hope you're having a good day. Welcome in. But yeah, I mean, I'm actually glad. I want to see what he does.
Yeah. Well, you know, all you can do is test the waters, as it were, and what happens, happens. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, okay, lesson learned.
Yep. Yeah. I just like the way WWE put it. Let him be their problem now. Like they know something they don't.
Well, you know.
Yeah.
He has a reputation of being difficult to work with, so.
He does. Yeah. And the fact that he's asking for an obscene amount of money to work. Tells you. I just actually watched a movie on Netflix, and I can't even remember the title off the top of my head now, but CM Punk is the star of the movie. His acting skills are not that great in it either.
Doesn't surprise me.
Nope. So, very interesting having. Yeah, that's what I thought too, Justin. I thought CM Punk, for the last thing, I never thought he was going to come back to wrestling myself. Because we hear all these rumors. Can he be coming back to WWE? Is there this? Is there that? And I mean, like I said, 7 years of sitting here talking about it and all these rumors and rumors of rumors and everything else, you know, you never know, right? But
I hope what they do when they come back, I don't know, well, they should be able to.
Right.
And Tony's certainly got the money to be able to do so.
Oh, yeah.
It's whether they will do the Living Colour tune like they did in WWE.
Yeah, it's either that or the serious song. I don't know who the band is that sings it, but the one that Michael Jordan used to use. Yeah.
No, it's just the Living Colour one people know.
Yeah, that's the one. I think if he comes out with that, that'll be perfect.
You'd get such a pop. I mean, you get a pop anyway. There's no two ways about it. But just having that, especially, all right, I know the band are a fair old age now. Right, I mean, they were, you know, when he was still there and he came up last, Corey Glover had gone grey.
Right.
But it would still be nice to have the band there for his big return to wrestling.
That would be really cool. Because I loved in Living Color when I was younger. So
yeah, well, I've seen them live, so
yeah, really.
Yeah. I very, very, very briefly met Corey, and well, at the time he was the new bassist, Doug Wimbish.
Yeah.
And Doug Wimbish also played with another musical act that I'm very fond of, and that was Bomb the Bass.
Yep.
So yeah,
Yep. So, well, big things for CM Punk coming, I hope. And I really do kind of hope now that he's there that AJ will come back too. But she's got a lot going on with this new Wonder Woman movie coming out and everything else. So we shall see what she ends up doing.
Yeah.
Big news. The Rock could be at Survivor Series to celebrate the 25 years of being in the WWE. He may not only be his appearance. Okay, we'll try that again.
Rewind.
Yep. Okay, let's try that again. He may not be his only appearance this year. He may bounce back and forth between Raw and SmackDown. How will Roman feel about this Rock's return? Could be a jealousy storyline where the Rock takes the spotlight. Roman gets upset about it. We know right now that Rock has just finished his another movie, as far as I was told, so we'll see what happens. I do smell what the Rock is cooking. Problem is I can't taste it.
If he said that, if I was wrestling, the thing would be to do is to go, yeah, I can smell what the Rock is cooking.
Yeah.
And I don't like it.
We're in a big stinky one. Kind of the way Yokozuna did. Anyway. Alrighty. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing him come back. I mean, I miss him being a wrestler and stuff, but he's a tremendous actor all around.
Yeah.
You know, but what are your thoughts about him coming back?
I mean, it's fine if again, as long as he can still go, as long as it's short term.
Yeah.
Right. I always love the Rock's promos.
Yeah.
Right. Because he just basically says what's on his mind. All right. He has to tone it down. He did have to tone it down a bit for a while.
Yeah.
But it's sort of like what he'd probably say what most other people would say, but might be afraid to do so, if you get my meaning.
Yep.
And then his colourful use of the English language. So, it could be good. It could be good.
Yep. I'll have to message you later, Mr. Fulton, but thank you for coming in. We'll have a chat about that. I'm definitely interested.
Pardon me.
Yeah, no worries. We're an open channel, better out than in. I always tell my grandmother always says, better an empty house than a bad tenant. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. And if they play into that storyline of Roman getting jealous and everything else, I think that would be pretty cool to see the two of them go at each other. Yeah.
Do you think that might? Well, you say about Roman getting jealous, right? I'm wondering how the fans are going to react to the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because although Roman's the bad guy, he's the guy on top.
Yeah.
Right. And well, look what happened with Hogan and The Rock.
Yeah.
Well, the crowd's reactions were there, and that they had to almost reverse the roles, didn't they?
Yep.
Right. So I wonder whether we could see a Roman face turn as a result.
We could. Yep.
You never know. Wrestling's weird.
Yeah, it is. They like to play with our emotions.
Well, I told you, didn't I? I told you about the WWE house show I went to see years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, you did.
They had Batista versus Christian. Now, Christian was supposed to be the bad guy.
Yeah.
And yet, the crowd went mental for Christian. And then Dave's like, huh? What?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you could see something where, like The Rock comes out and he's all like, "Yeah, it's good to see you. I'm the big boy here," and the fans, he's signing autographs and taking all of the spotlight from from Roman, and I could see that being a great storyline if that's the way they play it. Yeah.
Definitely.
Justin says Rock has some good moves, but good movies, but he has some duds too. I always like his appearance in wrestling after he left the first time. Yeah, when he came back and badmouthed John Cena, I think it was, with the Fruit Loops and everything.
Yeah, Truth Fairy. Truth Fairy.
Yeah.
Wasn't he in the Pacifier as well?
No, that's Vin Diesel.
Oh, Vin Diesel. Yeah, it was an equally crap film.
Yeah. I actually enjoyed seeing a big, bulky guy like Vin Diesel play something like that. It was actually kind of funny for me.
Yeah.
But the Tooth Fairy was actually really good. I liked it because, I don't know, I like seeing these great, big, hefty guys put in these teeny tiny roles. You know what I mean? Where they have to become the softy,
Yeah.
So, but all right. Anyways, well, I look forward to it. Hopefully, Rock does come back, and this is not just a rumor, but the 25 years in wrestling, Summer or Survivor Series could be perfect timing for a storyline.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Sasha's back.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, she is ready to challenge Bianca. She come out and saved her from Carmella and partner, and ended up then backstabbing her.
Yeah, I could see that happening a mile away.
Nobody knows why Sasha was gone. There's no explanation. There was not, whether it was mental health issues or whether it was injury. It was never said, was never told. But she's back, and that's the good thing. Maybe she just needed a break. But I'm glad she's back.
Yeah, that's fair play.
Nope, I can't wait.
When Selena Vega came out.
Oh, yeah.
I was sort of like, I wonder.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, Sasha turned up.
Yeah. I'm glad that Selena did sign back with them.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they've given her a bit more freedom now with all that rubbish that she was having to deal with.
I hope so. But, I mean, the thing is, like, you got to look at it. She is dynamite in a small package. She is just like Sasha Banks. And, they both are wonderful people. They just need, like you said, more creative freedom with their character. And if they mess it up, it's their fault.
Yeah. Was it Sarita she played in Impact?
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember.
I think so, yes.
Anyway, it was her and another woman that were part of LAX, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So I thought she was good then.
Yep.
And you have not really seen her wrestle a whole lot in WWE.
No, not really. She was more a manager most of the time.
Right, and she can legit wrestle.
Yeah.
So give her a shot.
She was the manager for, was it Andrade and Angel Garza?
Yeah, what was the other guy? The one that went back to NXT. Austin Theory?
Yeah.
So I sometimes get confused between who's in NXT and who's in AEW.
Because they're going so back and forth all the time.
Yeah.
But another, just a quick side note, Becky Lynch has her debut back has been pushed back again. I don't know why they keep pushing her back, but I have a feeling it might be her, where she's just not ready. Her baby's not even 6 months old yet, or about 6 months old now.
Yeah.
Just 6 months old. So I think that might have something to play with with it. She's also quite content with letting Seth shine right now. And you can see, as a new dad, he is just positively glowing. And the fact that they're going to be getting married, I mean, it's just amazing. Or they are married, as far as I know. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't remember. I think they are married.
Yeah, I think they did a secret wedding or something like that. But,
yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah, but I look forward to seeing her come back. I miss her. Yeah. I think she's amazing too. Like I have to say that about they're all amazing talent in many different ways. So
yeah.
Okay. Big news again. Daniel Bryan has signed with AEW.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Wow. Okay.
He was a free agent for a long time. He was also one of the writers for SmackDown in the WWE. They squandered his talent, as far as I'm concerned. He was the most wanted free agent. It's a big loss for WWE, big loss for Fox. And WWE did nothing with him after he lost with Edge.
Yeah.
So I don't blame him.
No.
So this is huge. And he's known as Bryan Danielson now.
That's his own name, the American Dragon.
Yep. So I don't know what they're going to do with his character there. But like we keep saying, he's going to have more creative talent or creative freedom to do what he wants.
Yeah.
So this could be beneficial for him, you know?
Yeah, it'd be a good way to wrap up his career, I think.
Yeah. And I mean, he's got 2 kids now.
Yeah. I wonder if that means his missus might come over.
Maybe.
Because is Total Bella still a TV show, or is that finished now?
I think Bella's the I'm not sure. I never really watched all of it.
No, I didn't. I didn't watch any of it.
No, I don't know.
No, I mean, I've never really been a fan of the Bella Twins, to be honest. But it's just, you know, with all the sort of into politics and all the rest of it that goes on with wrestling.
Yeah.
You think, well, if one goes, then the other might go.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, we'll have to see again. No, you can speculate all you like, but you know, until it actually happens. But no, interesting.
Yep, I thought it was. I think, like Daniel Bryan, like Justin just said, I miss Daniel Bryan. He should get to do more stuff. And I mean, they had him during that Yes movement was the most brilliant creative thing that WWE did with him, and I think he had part to say in it. But because of the way the WWE is, they're not giving their wrestlers enough creative freedom. They're not being allowed to do things, you know, whatever. And then they're not allowed to wrestle for 3 months afterwards. So then your wrestlers just all of a sudden disappear. And you're like, what's going on?
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, that makes me wonder whether, because we speculated at the time, didn't we, with WrestleMania and everything.
Yeah.
Whether or not it was going to be one of his last matches, because he said he wanted to go out on a big thing before he retired.
Yep.
And to an extent, he did, and that would have been April. It was April, wasn't it? WrestleMania. Yep. April, May, June, July. So yeah. That's 3 months. So it makes me wonder whether his contract was up pretty much after WrestleMania.
Yep.
So he said, "Right, there's no point in me re-signing because you're not going to do anything with me." Bye.
And especially after losing that way, losing that way too, right?
Well, they took wrestling, the writing job off of him as well. Mm-hmm. So it's like, well, what's the point of me being here? I'm not doing anything.
Yep.
You know, I'm not wrestling. I'm not writing. I'm not having an input. So see you later.
And that's the problem with it. I mean, this has been the pattern of the last 3 years with the WWE, where they've just gotten rid of talent. And I have some major news in a bit that's going to knock you off your chair, possibly. So make sure you're strapped in.
I can
I'll let you know when it's coming. Yeah, I'll warn you when it's coming. Okay. But I wish nothing but the best for Bryan Danielson, and hopefully with his wife Bree and their 2 kids. Nothing but the best and much success to them.
I wonder if they go back to the clean shaven look that you had in Ring of Honor.
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
I like that look better than the beard for him, honestly.
He looked, well, at the time when he was in Ring of Honor, he looked a bit too young.
Yeah.
But obviously, he's you know, that was a good long time ago now. So maybe he won't look like a kid anymore.
Yeah. Sorry, in case you hear crinkle, I know, right? He won't look like a 2-year-old. Sorry, my cat is attacking my papers over here and everything, so she wants you want to say hi? Here, come here, say hi, and then you can run away because I'm gonna toss you over there. Say hi.
Hello, Keith.
She's getting big, eh?
Yeah.
She'll be. She's 4 months now, so.
All right. Very cool.
Yeah. So yeah, nothing but the best for Daniel, and I am sure that he's gonna do great things, anyways. So I mean, he's an amazing writer as it comes to that for wrestling. So AEW has gained a major talent with him.
Definitely. Yeah.
All right. So the next thing now. There have been rumors upon rumors with Brock Lesnar. Who is he in talks with? This and that and the other thing. Is he in talks with AEW? Whatever. So they went out on social media, and here is the final statement at this time. Talks with the WWE are not going anywhere. Can AEW meet his demands? But what will it do to the WWE if they get him? Vince says AEW is not competition to him. He doesn't think they are. But here's the thing. There is no deal for Brock going on with the WWE, AEW, the UFC, Bellator, or Thriller. There is no deals. He's not talking to anyone at this time. I think right now he's just working with his son.
Yeah. Fair enough.
That's it.
Well, maybe that's what's in the pipeline now is that he's getting his son. You know, I mean, I don't know how old Brock is now.
Yeah, he's about the same age as Triple H, about in his 50, almost 50, isn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
not far off of that, anyway.
Yeah.
So you know, maybe that's the thing. It's building up his son, getting his son there, so that his son can have his career.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so his son's got to be what, early 20s. Hey, hello, stranger.
Howdy.
How long have you been sitting there?
20 minutes.
Yeah. Anyways, continue, Jay. Sorry.
You know, so maybe that's Brock's plan now is to sort his son out, get his son's career kickstarted, then he can go worrying about his own career again if he so chooses.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, we shall see.
Yeah,
but in some ways, I'm glad because I don't think wrestling as a whole necessarily needs Brock. He's a big. I know he's a big draw. I know he's a big draw when he's there, but that's when he's there.
Yeah.
If he can't be relied upon.
Yeah, exactly.
What's the point?
Yeah. That's it. So, welcome to our second co-host is Steve, or the One Baldy Gun, our buddy. Yes, we're doing this on YouTube tonight. I know you're probably like, where the heck are we? Taking a bit of a break from Twitch. Right now, it's just everything in my life has come to a head. It's been a bit overwhelming. So we decided just to stick on the YouTube side of things for a few weeks, and we'll go from there. But how are you doing, Steve? Hopefully well. And your thoughts on this whole Brock Lesnar thing?
I'm doing pretty well. Brock Lesnar's hair is freaking crazy now.
I love it.
Yeah, I miss him. I'm not gonna lie. I don't hate Brock. I hate when he's around too long, but you know it's been a minute. Kind of want to see him again. I'd rather see him than Goldberg. I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
But no, Brock Lesnar's a beast, man. I don't know what else to say. And the new hair, man. You gotta show off that new hair, Brock. I mean, come on, man.
I don't know what you've done.
It's either we get Brock Lesnar with his crazy hair, or we get Paul Heyman singing John Cena's theme song. So I mean, what would you rather have?
That was funny. I don't know if you heard that, but he was actually on stage. Paul Heyman was going do 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 do.
Oh yeah, no, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, he did fantastic at the theme. I'm not gonna lie, he killed it.
Yeah, he did.
I can't do that bit, but you know, that bit.
He's impressive, man. He impressed me.
Yeah.
Justin said Brock is a bit Marmite.
Yeah, I would agree.
Brock is what Brock is.
And the thing is though, right?
Yeah.
You're sort of intrigued by Brock, but at the same time, it's like, do we really want him around? You know, you want to see, when he gets there. Yes, you want to see what he does, but if he's not there, you're not that bothered.
I guess the point where it's like, all right, Brock, you've had enough. Let's go.
Yeah. Time to take a break.
Steve,
what's up?
Could you turn your game down a bit?
Kevin, can you turn the TV down, bud?
Thank
You
you.
get a chance?
Thank you. Sorry.
All good.
I was wondering what you were blowing up.
No, he's playing the game. He's a kid, so he's got to have it on 100. So.
Oh yeah, my kids too. Don't worry. Alrighty. So thank you, Steve, for joining us. I'm really sorry that we sat there for so long.
I was listening to a great conversation for a while. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, thank you.
I sent you a message, but I didn't want to bother you too much about it. So.
Yeah. Carter has my phone, so I didn't see it.
Gotcha.
So I apologize again. Sorry about that.
Damn it, kid! You could have told her.
Yeah, I know, right? He never pays attention. Typical teenager, right? He's 13 now.
Yeah.
Yep. Justin says he agrees that he should show up with hair, but Brock should. Yes. Yes, Brock should.
Let's do this.
Oh wait,
Yes,
has he shaved it off completely then?
No. He's actually grown that strip down the middle, got a teeny tiny man bun type or ponytail going in the back, but it's all flat and it's shaved on the sides.
It looks fantastic.
And he's got a goatee beard going, so it looks really good.
It looks fantastic.
I hate
it really does.
man buns. I think they look ridiculous.
Yeah. Steve, can you just quickly Google for us, how old is Brock Lesnar? Because we were thinking he's about Triple H's age. Maybe he's only in his mid-40s. I don't know.
Yeah, I got you.
I don't want Brock coming back on the part-time basis he was before. Yeah, he doesn't like to fly much and stuff like that. Yeah. But part of the wrestling business is travel to all these different countries and cities and states that want to know you, that want to see you in person. Yeah. And if you're 44. Only showing up when they're in time, he's 44. Awesome. Yeah. Thank you, Raven. You're such a blessing. Love you, dear. But yeah, I think that if he did come back, yes, absolutely, Steve, he should keep the hair. But I think he's doing good promoting his son right now, and that's the main thing, right?
Yep.
So, okay, we're going to get to this Alexa Bliss thing.
Okay.
Alexa Bliss and Lily are now feuding with Eva Marie. And Dewdrop, so to speak. Dewdrop is actually being friends with Alexa right now, trying to excuse Eva Marie's behavior. But you know how Eva Marie is. She butts in whenever else. But here's the thing. Chelsea Green has voiced, she's been recently released, but she's voiced wanting to play Lily in human form.
Yeah.
And could they do that? But what they're doing with Alexa right now is they're taking the slow route with her, getting her into this character of, I guess, either splitting her in two or having Lily come out in human form. Yeah. The reason they're taking it slow is because they've made the same mistake before, pushing someone really fast and screwing up everything. So I'm glad that they're taking the turn with her, but it could get darker. What are your thoughts about this whole Alexa's Playhouse thing and whatever? Steve, we'll go with you.
I'm done with it. That's what I think. It was the whole evil Alexa Bliss thing was cool when the Fiend was actually a thing, but it's done. Can move on now. Like that's pretty much where we're at.
Yeah,
that's my opinion. I think it's just silly.
Yeah,
I think that it's silly that they're treating Piper Niven like a dewdrop. Like I don't like that. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And the fact that they know Eva Marie can't wrestle, so her whole storyline is that she can't wrestle, so somebody else does it for her. I think that's the dumbest thing.
She can't wrestle, and she sucks on the mic.
Yeah. Go back to modeling. Like we don't want you. They released a lot of. They released Braun Strowman for her. Like we don't want that.
No.
Jace, Lana could wrestle better than her, and Lana sucked.
True. What are your thoughts, Jace?
Well, I'm going to have to disagree with the point of view of Alexa. I think there's still room for more with the character, with what they've done with that. I like the kind of creepy, almost childlike, sort of persona she's got going on. And it might sound weird, but it's almost kind of cute.
Yeah.
Right? I don't think Eva and Marie should have come back. I think that was a big mistake. Right? She never offered anything to the WWE anyway, in my opinion. Right? Apart from being, I suppose you could call her eye candy.
Yeah, that's
right.
about it.
The whole thing with Piper Niven being rebranded as Dewdrop is absolutely pathetic.
Yep.
And I think it's well, I wouldn't be surprised if Piper Niven turns around and says, "Screw this, I'm going."
Yep. I would,
because she's been, all right, she's up to the main roster, but what a crappy gimmick.
Yeah.
What a
And as a British wrestler, knowing what Dewdrop means, right, in British slang terms and everything else, what it means, which we talked about the last podcast, it's just I don't like it.
Yeah.
I really don't like it.
To be honest with you, until you mentioned it, I never heard of the term.
Oh,
It's got to be a millennials thing or something like that,
Yeah.
No, Dewdrop was something off of a plant, as far as I was concerned. Anyway, whatever.
Yeah.
Right. No, I just think they're doing a great disservice by giving her that role.
Agreed.
Right, like that. She should, if they're going to bring her in, right, because she hasn't been to NXT. She's come direct from NXT UK, right? So, is it they're going, oh, well, she's a big lass, it should put this jokey character, blah, 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 poke a bit of fun at her, right? Yeah. Rather than, yes, she's a big woman, but she's got skills.
Yep.
Right? And effectively saying, look, doesn't matter what size you are, right?
Exactly.
You've got talent.
Yeah.
Instead of just going, oh no, let's give her a shitty gimmick. We need someone to go with that, Eva Marie, because Eva Marie can't wrestle for shit.
Yeah.
That's what it strikes me. And I think in a way they're doing Alexa a disservice by sticking to such a crappy storyline.
Yep. And I agree with that. I agree. And I think this is why they're turning it into Lily against Eva, making fun of Eva. Like, I don't know if you saw Monday Night Raw, but when she came out, she's like, I'm just here to make things better. And Alexa was like, Lily is taunting Eva, making fun of the way she talks on the mic and the things she's saying and stuff. And I really like that because, I mean, like, I don't know. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know if Piper's the right person to play Lily in human form.
She could be, but I don't know.
It'd be interesting.
I think Piper Niven could go up against Nia Jax or Tamina or Natalia or like these big name ladies. She can really make a name for herself if they put her against somebody substantial.
If I tell you what, right, this might sound a bit weird, and I'll just suddenly come out of nowhere.
Right.
Right. If they had enough big women, and that's whether they're, whether it's the weight or the height or whatever, or they're just bulky or whatever, right? Yeah. They have a women's heavyweight title.
Agreed.
Right.
Yeah.
That could throw a few things that I know they probably would never happen because they don't really have enough people for the current women's titles that they've got.
Right.
Or certainly not active talent, should we say. The talent's there, but then they're all doing various things or whatever, injuries and blah. Thankfully Sasha's back.
Right.
But do something that's not been done before. Because the women's revolution was really good.
Yep.
Initially. And it kind of seems to have fizzled out a bit.
Yeah.
Which is a crying shame. I would avidly watch, when you had Sasha, Bailey, Charlotte, right, Paige when she was there, Becky Lynch, right? Some of the others, I would avidly watch their matches.
Yeah.
But to me, in the last sort of 6 to 12 months,
I'd
say it's got stale.
Yeah. Big time.
And you just, you know, there's a lot. Well, I mean, to be fair, there's a hell of even the blokes roster's the same. There's a hell of a lot of skippable stuff.
Yeah.
You know, just don't. You know, you want to sit there and watch it on the network or whatever, right? When it comes out, and it's just like, oh no, I just can't be asked with watching that match. It's boring.
Yep.
Like we've seen it before 100 times over. You know, the only thing I will say that's good going on with the women's division at the moment is the fact that Natalya and Tamina are champs. I love that. I absolutely love that. Right? I think it's well long overdue. Well, for both of them, Tamina's actually getting a chance to shine for a change. Right? Yeah. Because we never really knew what she was capable of. I know we've gone off tangent. I apologise for that.
No,
right?
That's okay.
But it's all interconnected. And Natalya to have a title after all this time again.
Finally.
Yeah. And she, you know, she deserves it. She's a heart, for goodness sake. And not just in the name, right? Lionheart. But with her attitude or her work ethic, all the rest of it, she's a legit, you know.
Yeah, she puts her heart and soul in every match.
Yeah, she does. Right? So the fact that she's got that. And so when you bring people like Eva Marie back, or you give poor Piper a crappy gimmick like she's got right now, and then end up putting Alexa in the storyline, which is complete and utter tripe.
Yeah. Right?
You know, people don't. I don't know why they brought Eva Marie back. I just don't get it.
I don't either.
I really
if
don't
they
understand.
thought she was going to be a draw, no.
Well, she never was.
Nope.
Not well. Maybe when she first burst on the scene, but when people realised she couldn't wrestle, when she was, you know, she was like I said, she was primarily eye candy.
Yeah.
People got bored, and she doesn't fit in with the whole women's revolution thing.
Yeah.
You know,
exactly.
It just doesn't work. She's a throwback.
Yep.
You know, with all due respect to someone like Stacy Keibler,
you're
not going to bring Stacy back, are you?
No.
Much as I'd like them to.
Yep.
Right? Because she doesn't fit in with the direction they were supposed to be going into.
Exactly. Well, it'd be like bringing Tori Wilson and Trish Stratus and everybody else back. It just doesn't work right now.
Well, Trish, I would disagree because Trish was a legit good wrestler.
Oh, yeah. Her
right?
Lita.
Right. Okay, they put her in some very, what I would term derogatory storylines. Yeah. Right? But, you know, her I don't mind. If Lita came back, I wouldn't mind. Right? I'm not saying either of them can necessarily go anymore, but it's the whole eye candy thing.
Yeah.
And Alexa, right, has proved that you can be an attractive looking woman, but you can still go. I mean, the fact that she was able to go from what Alexa was like and then go into this, you know, freaky little character and all the rest of it shows she's got mic talent. We know that she can wrestle legit. Even if she's, you know, even if she's a tiny little thing.
Yeah.
You know, she's hellacious as hell. So, you know, it whether you get none right. If they're going to be just a manager, okay. Yeah. But don't bring them back, hyping them up as the best thing since sliced bread, bringing them back, blah, 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 blah. When you know they're not going to be.
Yeah, exactly. No, I agree.
It's everybody's time.
I agree. Yeah.
Anyway, I'll shut up now.
No, you know what? No, and I totally agree. And don't worry about going off on the tangents. I mean, the thing is, some fans need to hear that stuff to understand where we're coming from when it comes to stuff like this. And I mean, Justin said it perfectly. I'm all for gimmicks, but you have to do it the right way. The timing has to be right. The gimmick has to work. You have to let the wrestler do what they're going to do with that gimmick and work it. Otherwise, it's a bomb every time.
Look what happens with Nikki Cross.
Exactly.
Whoever saw that coming?
No one. Exactly. So this is the thing. From psycho to superhero, right?
Yeah.
But if that shocked you, them bringing Eva Marie back and getting rid of Braun Strowman for her, this next story is going to knock your socks off. And like I said, Jace, I did warn you ahead of time. This is the one that you're going to fall off your chair. I'm sure Steve already knows, but they have released Bray Wyatt.
Yep.
Due to budget cuts. It leaves a huge void in WWE. What is going through WWE's mind? They were just about to bring him back. Wyatt was out due to medical issues. He played the Fiend. It was a complete shock. No word on why. They said it was budget cuts. Vince says we've come to terms on the release of Bray Wyatt. We wish him the best in his future endeavors. But the stars, WWE stars, are shocked. Fans are blaming Alexa Bliss. Brock is frustrated with WWE constantly shutting down his ideas. Could he be AEW bound in the future? But why? He was their top merchandise seller. He was their top crowd seller. Top reason people turned into Raw. Right? Why would they get rid of him?
Yeah, I think it's unfair to blame Alexa.
Exactly. That is my biggest point. Yeah.
Right. Why is she to blame?
They're saying because now Alexa's doing this Alexa Playhouse that she kind of WWE stole the Playhouse from Brock and is now using it with Alexa, and because she overtook the Fiend and then now he's gone and she's kind of taken over this Fiend-ish persona.
Yeah, but
they're blaming her.
That's stupid because it would have been so easy for WWE to bring him back, right?
Yep.
All we got is that Alexa turned on Bray. We don't know why.
Yep.
No, we never will know why.
Nope.
Right? There was a whole story there waiting to happen. Now, you know, if Bray was injured, okay, fair enough. I mean, I thought that whole match was stupid anyway.
Yeah.
Right? I thought the whole concept should have been that you know, all right, you could have still had Randy win.
Yeah.
But it was almost a squash match.
Yeah.
There was no reason they needed to do it. There was absolutely no reason. Right? It didn't add anything to the story. Okay, yes, Alexa's been allowed to shine, blah, 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 blah. But they could have done that anyway.
Exactly.
Right? You know, it's just, you know, sometimes I look at what's going on in WWE. I think, what's the matter with you?
Yeah.
What are you thinking? What goes through your brain? I mean, I'm not surprised. As soon as you said the things and all the rest of it, I sort of put two and two together and figured out what was going on.
Yeah.
But it's just dumb.
Yeah.
It makes you know, and if they're going on about budget cuts, why do they need budget cuts? If they were talking about bringing Brock back, that's obviously not happening. So they don't need money for him.
Nope.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, this is a guy that is a former champ. He's had two very, very good gimmicks.
Yep.
Right? I like the whole cult member thing. I liked the Fiend. Right? Both great storylines. Right? They let him run with it. And now it's just like, oh, we'll just chop his legs off and see ya, bye.
Yeah.
And for what? For what reason? It makes absolutely no sense.
Exactly.
You know, maybe we'll find out.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if he demanded his release, right?
I think he did, because he was frustrated, right? Like,
I can get that as well, right?
Yeah.
As I say, I still don't blame Alexa for it. I think it's just poor management on WWE's part. Yep. Right.
Agreed.
They just don't seem to know what to do with the stars they've got. You know, it's ridiculous. Anyway, I'll calm down now.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm really angry about this in the sense that coming from a fan's point of view and a business point of view and everything else, I agree with you. And I mean, we should be kind of irate because why would they get somebody who's selling all like the top merchandise seller to bring in somebody like Eve Marie. I'm sorry, but you know what? Like, come on, there's more to it than that they're not saying. I do agree with Bray asking or, for his release because I would too.
Yeah.
Steve, what are your thoughts on it? Steve?
All right, so the deal with Bray Wyatt, he was going through mental issues. They didn't want to tell you all that, but that's what it is.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything to do with budget cuts or anything. He was just going through mental issues, and WWE didn't know what to do with him, so he asked for release, and they got rid of him. So that's all it is. So before you are irate with Vince, it's not that. It's just he's going through a lot, and he just didn't. He was pretty much holding up a contract when other people could have it. So when they say budget cuts, it was just because he felt like he was holding up people's contracts. So that's all it is. He was going through a lot of stuff. That's really all it is.
Yeah, I'm just shocked at the fact that people were blaming Alexa for it. And she's actually had to privatize her Twitter because of all the death threats that she's getting and stuff like that. What is wrong with this? Is what I'm irate. Yeah, I'm upset that Bray is gone. And like you said, he's going through personal issues. We do understand and everything else. He did ask for his release, so this is a thing. But to blame Alexa, why? This is why I'm irate.
Storyline. That's it. That's all it was.
Yep.
It's nothing else.
Nothing to do with her at all.
Yep. So whoever is bad mouthing Alexa, back off.
Yeah, definitely.
Leave her alone. It's not her fault.
Yeah, it's absolutely not her fault.
And death threats is well out of order.
Yeah.
That's just pathetic. What kind of shallow human being do you have to be to do something like that?
Yeah. Anyways, well, I hope things get better for her. Anyways, we wish Bray all the best. And it sucks. It really does. But I'm sure whoever comes in has some big shoes to fill. But it definitely ain't Eva Marie. Nope. So moving on.
I mean, if you remember Molly Holly back in the day, there's a fan that hated her so much that he bought like a dumpster full of whatever her dolls or whatever and just like burned it.
Yep.
Like that's ridiculous.
Lit it on fire. Yep.
Yeah, well, who does that harm? The only person that doesn't harm WWE because they've sold a shitload more figures. All it does is ruin your budget and make you look like a complete tool.
Yeah, it made them a bunch of money off those merch. So yeah.
Yeah. So what WWE?
It's just people are weird. That's all I'm saying. People are just weird.
Yeah.
Exactly. Hi, Jimmy. How are you, dude? Welcome in. And apparently Jason Claude bakes brownies.
Yes, I do, mate, on a regular basis. And you love it.
Love you, Jimmy. Thank you for coming in. I hope you're having a good night. I hope you're feeling a lot better as well, because we know you were going through some stuff there. So on to our next story about that. The next thing that we have to talk about is Braun Strowman, otherwise known as Adam Shearer, which is his real name. Micah Morales Torres from Lucha Libre Online reported that Braun will be appearing in Qatar Pro Wrestling Super Slam 3 in Doha, Qatar on February 26, 2022. He will sign a contract in September to appear on the show.
All right, okay.
So I think it's awesome. I'm glad that Braun is not sitting on his butt doing nothing. I'm glad he's getting out there, and this could be great for his career too.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jimmy has a comment. He says, "We know Sharticus."
Thank you, Jimmy.
He called you Sharticus.
Yeah.
So, anyways.
All right, cool, floppy.
Steve, what are your thoughts on that?
I'm just imagining this giant freaking dude in Lucha Libre. Like, that's crazy. But, like, I don't know. I'm just thinking of, like, Rey Fenix style moves from Braun Strowman. Like, that'll be crazy. But no, it's probably just going to be some, I don't know. I think it's good for him. Trying something new, trying something more, I guess more extreme, really, than WWE was. So it'd be good to see him. Because that whole underground role was cool for him. But obviously, that didn't go anywhere.
No.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, I think it'd be good for him to see him wrestle again.
Yeah, it would be. I think he needs it. I mean, it's his life, and you look at the guy; he needs to be doing something anyway. Jace, your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I mean, fair play. The guy's moving on, as it were, and I see. Well, I'm not familiar with the company myself, but you'll have to remind us nearer the time because I expect it'll be on somewhere, so we can tune in.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll find out what it is.
Is it just a one-off appearance or what?
I think that's the only one for now, but I'm sure there's obviously, if he's going to be signing some sort of contract to appear on the show, that there could be possible appearances in the future as well. So I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully we'll be able to find it on somewhere.
I know the internet keeps people very up to date with what's going on with different wrestlers, but I generally don't look at the dirt sheets or whatever you want to call them very much. You know, okay, I've been keeping an eye on James Storm.
James Storm?
Because he came back at the beginning of the year, didn't he?
Yeah.
To Impact, which I've watched. I'm up to date with WWE, but not with Impact and AEW. I've still got a way to go on that.
Yeah.
But, I'm trying to watch at least a show a day.
Yeah.
So that I'm up to scratch. But no, I when James Storm came back, I know it's a cliche thing to say, but I did get chills, goosebumps, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
I knew he was going to come back because people had said about it. But when he actually did, it was like, yeah.
Has he always been James Storm, though? Is that what everybody knows him as?
Sorry?
Has he always been James Storm, though, or whatever?
I don't know what else the name he went for, but, you know, I'm not aware what happened to him once, because he was with Bobby Roode. He was part of Beer Money. Right? Before Bobby went to WWE. Another waste of talent. So I didn't really know what had happened with him. Obviously, he did that one-off appearance at NXT a while back, but that was it. And as far as I know, he's not really done much else apart from small independent shows and stuff.
True.
So, you know, I do wonder how much influence. See, Tony Khan still doesn't own Impact, does he?
Not yet. They're just.
It's just a business arrangement.
Yeah.
Right. So, I'm wondering how much influence he has had in getting the old talent to come back.
Maybe, yeah.
Because Impact does seem to be, from what I've seen, improving slowly but surely.
Yeah.
Right. I still think they've got some dumb storylines going on, and they've got some absolutely stupid characters in there that just make no sense, right? You know, the writing does leave something to be desired, but I think it is on the improvement, because back in the day when it was still TNA was great.
Yeah.
I went to several of the TV tapings and the house shows and all the rest of it, and they were, even for a house show, the stars would be absolutely bringing everything they had to entertain the fans.
Yeah,
everything, right? Even if it was, and sometimes they would go out of character. We had a bit where Devon was there, and he slipped on some sweat or something that was on one of the mats. And he just broke down, killing himself, laughing. And the fans would just eat it up because they're not afraid to have fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? And that's what Impact needs to be again. And I think it's slowly getting there. But anyway, getting back, I don't really pay much attention to the dirt sheet, so I don't know what is, going on and who's doing what and where. I think it's nicer in a way that you watch a show and then someone you haven't seen for ages suddenly turns up and it's, big. Well, look at the Hardys. They kept that under wraps when the Hardys came back.
Exactly.
Right? Look, what amazing pop they got. There was a few people that knew, but not many. Or at least they thought they knew, put it that way.
Well, yeah, true, yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I don't pay a lot of, and also I don't want to spoil the storylines for myself.
Yeah.
So I don't pay a lot of attention to what's going on, and especially if things like are pre-recorded. You don't want to know the results of a match before you watch it. What's the point of watching it then?
Yeah, exactly. No,
So,
I agree.
Yeah. It's right. Steve's got fed up. He's gone.
Yep, that's it. He's tired of it.
It's like, I'm not going to get a word in edgeways. Jason is talking far too much.
Never.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. That's good luck to Braun. Fair play to him.
Yep.
Couple
quick things that I'm just gonna run these out.
Okay.
Impact signed Aiden English.
Yes.
During the homecoming event on Impact.
Right, okay.
So he's signed with Impact now. Also, AEW offered, and TNA Angle has turned down both offers as he is too banged up and he is fully retired. He was talking about a WWE Impact, a comeback or whatever I was going to say.
Who is this?
Kurt Angle.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, but he is in pain all the time, and all he's working on right now is getting himself to a point of at least reprievable pain. Yes. So, yeah, but I thought that was pretty cool. At least
there's nothing to stop him having a TV role, but I think the thing is, people would expect him to wrestle, and he can't.
Nope, he just can't do it anymore.
No.
Yeah. If he comes in to help people out, to talk to them and show them how to wrestle, kind of the way Shawn Michaels does, because Shawn Michaels can't wrestle either, but be there as like a coach or something like that, then that's definitely something he could do or whatever.
Yeah.
Also, last thing really quick, there's a few things we still have to talk about, but last quick thing is AEW has filed for the trademark King of Hearts for honoring Owen Hart. They filed for it on July 28th. What will they do with the trademark? Now, it is Owen Hart, so I don't know where they're going to get with that, if they'll win that. But what they're going to do with it, I don't know. They could do a like King of the Ring type of pay-per-view. I don't know.
That sounds to me because they're not just gonna give it to somebody. That would be what's the word? Well, I'm just saying disservice to Owen in his legacy, right? I know that Owen perhaps didn't have the success of his brother and all the rest of it, but he's still considered a legend.
He is,
right? Yep. Obviously what happened to him was very, very tragic. WWE have done nothing with it. Over the years. As long as the Hart family are cool with it. Then I don't see what the problem is. If the WWE ain't using it, right? So, and trademarks after a while they expire, blah blah blah. You have to reapply.
Exactly.
Then okay, fine. But it does need to be some sort of commemorative thing to Owen. And genuinely put the best people you can get in it. Because I do find some of the time with like the Mae Young Classic or Andre the Giant, they put it's a good idea, but they don't always put their best people in it.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. If they do it the right way.
And by that I don't mean the most over people. I mean the people that are generally deserving of having a shot at something bigger. Yeah,
exactly.
So let's just hope that AEW know what they're doing and
exactly.
I don't know what Steve's doing now.
His mom probably needed him for something. It's okay. We'll forgive him. Yeah. Okay, well, Keith Lee is not happy with the WWE. He's complaining already. He's been back a couple of weeks because they're not back to not using him properly. Mia Yimon's in the same situation, but here's the problem. Okay, so this is kind of on, both of them need to come to an agreement that their names are not signed over to the WWE.
Yeah.
Whereas we know that WWE requires when you have a character or something like that,
Yeah.
when you do that kind of involvement with the WWE, you have to sign it over to them. They have the rights to it and everything else, much like Aleister Black can't use that in AEW because WWE has the rights to Aleister Black, right?
Yeah.
So Keith Lee and Mia Yim, being in the same position, either have to sign over their names to WWE, or I think this is going to continue going on. Plus, they were both sent back to the Performance Center to retrain.
Why?
And so, yeah. So I don't know what I think of this. I think Keith Lee was great in NXT. I didn't think there was anything wrong with him. And why they didn't get the rights to his name then, I don't know. Why, if he signed as a contract in WWE, even in NXT, he should have been signed over then. So why this is becoming an issue now, I don't know. Steve, I don't know if you heard the whole thing.
I was feeding my dog. I just got back.
That's okay. But I was saying that Keith Lee isn't happy with the WWE again. But the problem the WWE is having is he and Mia Yim both have not signed their names over to the WWE.
Gotcha.
So, I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know.
Do you care?
It's just a bunch of craziness. I mean, I get it. See, the thing is, like, people want to keep their names as like a, I don't know, like their own thing, like the Hardys, you know. So you never have to switch it if you move. So it's hard for people to just sign it away, right? So I get it. So, yeah, I get where they're coming from with that one too.
Yeah.
Totally understand.
Yeah. Any thoughts, Jace?
Well, again, the curse of NXT carries on. It carries on.
Yeah.
Yep.
I really hope this wouldn't happen to Keith.
Yeah.
Because he deserves well, Mia Yim for that matter. I mean, they put her in that crappy stable that never went anywhere. I can't even remember what it's called now. Retribution.
Yeah.
Right? And then she's supposed to be the person behind the mask with Boa and whoever the other person is. I can't remember now.
Yeah. I can't even remember her name now either.
Yeah, no. Soya Lee, was it?
Something like that. Purple Tips?
Can't remember.
That was Mia Yim.
But anyway, whoever it is, you know, the two Oriental people that were, you know, got this sinister character behind them.
Yeah.
And that's supposed to be Mia Yim.
Yeah.
Right? But you know, what have they done with her?
Nothing.
Exactly, and it's ridiculous because she is a talented individual.
Major.
WWE just they don't seem to know when they've got a good thing going on.
Absolutely.
They really don't.
Absolutely. Yep.
You know, I was saying, I hope with the fans being back, right, the fans will let them know who's over and who isn't.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't, you know, I don't mean just like the cheers and the boos or less. I mean, if there's, well, you have had it occasionally where there's just silence. Someone turns up and the fans are just like sitting on their hands.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes literally, because they don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that the fans need to be, you know, now that they're back, they need to be more expressive. They need to be more, you know, and fans. I'm not saying the fans always get it right. They don't.
Yep. They need to get louder.
Yeah, get louder. Support who you like. Yeah. When someone, you know, look at how long for CM Punk. All right, they've sort of gone by the wayside now, anyway.
Yeah.
But look how long for ages after CM Punk left, they were still chanting for him. Yeah. Look how Steve Austin, you'll still get the odd what chant.
Yeah.
Because people still love those characters.
Yeah.
Right? And this is what, so if someone suddenly gets released, get on there, right? It was, you know, Bray's gone. Okay, he's asked for his release. But make WWE realise what a mistake they've made.
Exactly.
right? But have if Keith Lee goes, or even if he's wondering what they're doing with him, get the whole bask in their glory chant going again, even if he's not in the ring. Bask in his glory, right? And anybody you support, like, what would WWE going to do if you do it? They can't turf everybody out, right? Yeah. So generally support who you like. Forget what the marks say. Forget what WWE want you to say. Forget, what's popular and what's not. If you like them, then vocalize it. Vocalize it.
Well,
say about it.
Renee Young put out a statement too about WWE once before. She said that AEW is better in the sense of they don't treat their fans like they're stupid. Yeah. Fans are smart. They have access to info and they can connect the dots by themselves.
Yeah.
But they're not spoken to like they don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
And it's not constantly thumped into their head until they get it.
One thing that's always bugged me about WWE is how you're suddenly supposed to forget about somebody because they're not in the company anymore.
Exactly. And that isn't going to happen.
And yet, Matt has often mentioned Jeff, right? Because they know who he is. Right? You can say my brother, or like they know he's Jeff Hardy.
Yeah.
Right. So why not say his name?
Yep. That's it.
It's pathetic.
Yeah.
It is. I know they got all this copyright nonsense and all the rest of it, but I don't know. But when Jericho went for ages, okay, they sort of seemed to sort things out for the Stone Cold podcast, and that's mainly because Stone Cold said, "I want Jericho on my show."
Yeah.
And they listened to Stone Cold.
Yeah.
Right. But would that have happened otherwise? Probably not. Chris Jericho's stuff taken off of them. Chris Jericho doesn't get mentioned as the greatest continental champion of all time. Yeah. It just doesn't. Yeah. And it's dumb. People know. Okay, back in the 80s, maybe the early 90s, when people didn't realise what was going on backstage, how things worked out, blah 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 blah. And I hate to use the word fake, right? But when they realised it wasn't a performance, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think anything of that matters now because they all exist in the same world. So to do that, it's just it's so petty and stupid.
Yeah.
And the WWE especially needs to up to the next, evolve again, which is what I think part of the problem is. It's refusing to evolve with the times, right? It's trying to draw back on a lot of the old wrestlers that are certainly best, before their sell-by date. And that's not, I'm not being nasty to them or anything. They're legends, they have great careers, blah, blah, blah. But you have to remember that there's another generation waiting in the wings, waiting to come up, waiting to make something of themselves.
Yeah.
And they deserve as much chance as anybody.
Well, I agree with you 100%. And if you look at The Undertaker, for instance, who's retired, everybody's like, oh, he's going to come back, he's going to come back. No, he's done.
No.
He said it, I'm done.
Let him do it.
It's but Kurt Angle is done. Like, I could see bringing him back for, like, promotional purposes or, to get the crowd going or whatever. I can see that. But they can't wrestle anymore. They physically cannot do it. And you keep these guys in their 50s, mid-50s, late 60s, like, still wrestling. Like, Ric Flair, I can't remember how old he was when he finally decided to put it up. But they still have him coming in. Roles like that, people can do. But the guys, like, it's like Vince McMahon. Don't get me wrong. The guy is an absolute genius. But he's at that age now where I think Vince needs to hand it down and say, look, take over. it's going to be hard for him because his hands are in so many different areas in the WWE, but he needs to pass it down. But he also needs to trust Stephanie and Triple H to hire the right type of people,
I think,
or whoever ends up taking over to do the writing and everything else, because the people they have doing the writing for these storylines are like, they don't have anything, they don't know anything about it. And then you got Vince 30 seconds before they go out the curtain going, nope, you're losing tonight, or nope, you're winning tonight, or changing things. And I mean, it makes for a crappy show. And him sitting here saying, oh, well, AEW is no competition, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, they are. Because they're taking the people who sold the most for you and they're signing them. But what I'm worried about with AEW, and I think Steve will probably agree with me a little bit on this, is that they're going to end up forgetting about the little guys
I've
and
said
having
that several
all
times.
this big talent.
Yeah. No, definitely.
Yeah. So,
you know, you gotta look out for your Orange Cassidys and oh crikey, can't think of the bloke's bloody name now.
And
Well, yeah. The guy with the face paint.
Yeah.
I can't think of his name. Who?
Penta El Zero Miedo?
Yeah.
Him and
the
Orange Cassidy are
guy with
both.
the skateboard.
Oh, Darby.
Darby
Allin. Thank you. I had a brain fart. I couldn't think of his name.
I thought you were talking about Penta.
Yeah, you know, the guys like that have been there pretty much since the beginning.
Yeah.
And, you know, all right, I know Jungle Boy's a bit of a funny gimmick, but Jungle Boy, right?
Yeah.
There's so many young talent that they've got. They don't need to keep bringing in WWE talent. Much as we might want to still see them wrestle, do we need them?
Not all the time,
right?
You know, like,
per
time basis maybe, but don't take away from that younger talent. Steve, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, they're doing really smart with it by having, they're adding a new show, but they've got already 3 shows per week. They're adding a 4th show. And so they're showcasing even unsigned people. Like, I didn't realize that Thunder Rosa wasn't even signed yet until this week.
Yeah.
So they're doing things where they're just trying stuff out. And then, like, the little guys are getting a lot of time. A lot more than I thought. I mean, of course, it's elevation and stuff, so they're getting squashed or whatever. But, I mean, they're getting time. So when they do finally get popular and known, they like Orange Cassidy. Like, he's in a title opportunity right now. I mean, right now, Hangman's, in the picture, but Orange Cassidy's up there, number 1. Darby just lost the TNT title, but he did have it for a while.
Yeah.
And they still have him with Sting, which is good for him. I for a while, I didn't think him and Sting would be good together because I thought Sting was going to steal the spotlight. But Sting's done a very good job of sitting in the background for him and just kind of being his manager. I thought they did really good with that. There are a few little guys that aren't getting the attention. I mean, like they have Fuego del Sol just being a meme in there, being like just not winning a match. But he's over. He's just so over because of how he is. So they got to just keep playing their cards. They got to the crowd being back's helping him a lot because being huddled up in Jacksonville every week was hard for him.
Yeah.
But now that they're finally going, I mean, they're having homecoming and stuff. But other than that, I mean, they're finally able to branch out and do all this they're wanting to do. And now they got Rampage coming, which I don't know exactly what they're going to do with Rampage. I'm thinking it's just going to be like a Raw is to SmackDown, kind of deal. Because Elevation and Dark are just like NXT, basically.
Yeah.
They're just lower guys facing like more experience. So I'm wondering what they're going to do with Rampage. If Rampage is just like another Dynamite, that's going to be insane for the little guys.
Yeah.
Where they have Dynamite is like the Raw, the flagship show. And then they have Rampage as like the lower cards. That's where they need to add in like new titles and stuff. Like the TNT title is cool and stuff, but they don't have a lot. I mean, they have the IWGP title, but that's Japan wrestling title.
Yeah.
So they gotta come up with more titles to be able to make up for this. I mean, look at Jungle Boy. You feel like you never see Jungle Boy, but he's like 52-0. So
right.
So I mean, I get what the little guy thing is worrisome. It's always going to be.
Yeah. I would like to see, right, because I think it's long overdue, especially if things keep progressing as they are with Impact, is that they bring back the X division properly, right? Not saying you have to have the 6-sided ring or anything like that. But something like Ultimate X, yeah. The X Division tournament, World X, whatever, right? Because they've got that. And somebody with like Jungle Boy, yeah, all right. I know he's a relatively tall guy, but there's nothing to say that you can't have tall people in the X Division as long as they can entertain,
Right.
That could be, the X Division's not been what it was for a long, long time.
Yeah,
and there's all the talent that you've got in AEW. There's all the talent that you have got in Impact, right? And they could do so much with that belt.
Exactly.
Right? You want to introduce a new belt. You could have, right? I don't know. You've got the X Division, right, in Impact.
Yeah.
Old AEW come up with their own variation, whatever you want to call it. Doesn't but similar rules. You could then have, right, at one of the big pay-per-views, a tournament, and you have all the guys from AEW that are involved against all the guys that are
good idea
in Impact, and you have a tournament, and the winner gets a cup, and they're celebrating. Not combining the titles.
Yeah,
they get like I said, the X Division tournament.
Yeah,
and then that guy is held as the next big thing, and go on to bigger and better things, whether it be a heavyweight title or being part of a tag team or whatever. The spotlight's on them. Yeah. And that especially for the young generation. I mean, look what the X Division did for people like AJ Styles.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And this is the thing. Like, you have to look at it this way too, right? Like, it's it's one of this and 22 of the other. You know what I mean? You have to balance it in a way. And I like the idea too of having these little guys, with these WWE stars coming in and going, look, dude, you don't run this yard, we do. And really spotlight the little guys in that way. Even if they do end up losing against these superstars or get beaten or whatever happens, at least you're putting them more in the spotlight too, right? But you got to keep a good balance.
It works for Ray.
Yep, exactly.
Right? I know he probably never will. He's not quite the right fit. But somebody like, and I still call him Rockstar Spud because that's all he'll always be to me, but Drake Maverick.
Yeah.
I'd love to see them do something legitimately entertaining with him. He's very good at coming up with his own concepts, like what he did with the 24/7 Championship and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
But him do something that's totally unexpected.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And call me being biased because he's he's from my home country, all the rest of it. But there's so much they could do with the guy.
Yeah, that's it.
It doesn't always have to be the big guys, right, and the strong, powerful dudes that are on top of the game. It doesn't have to be that way.
No.
It's only that way because that's the way the people decide it's going to be. Change the rules, mix it up, do something different, surprise people.
Exactly. Yeah. All right, well, Steve, is there any other news that you don't think we talked about tonight that you wanted to mention? Because I know there was quite a few things that you were talking to me about. We talked about Daniel Bryan. We talked about CM Punk. We talked about all of that. Is there anything else that you have to add that we missed?
I don't know because I joined in a little bit later, so I don't know what you all talked about. But it sounds like you got most of the stuff from what I've heard that's like super important.
Yeah.
So I did hear you guys, the Sasha thing and the Bryan Danielson, the CM Punk, which that CM Punk thing is probably the biggest wrestling news in the last 20 years, if that's it does go down the way, because the AEW is having a pay-per-view week in the beginning of September, middle of September. That's in Chicago. Yeah. So that would be huge for that. But if he doesn't show up, then Tony Khan better run and hide because it's gonna be like when they screwed Daniel Bryan that one year, and the crowd was just almost gonna tear the roof down. So they got to really play. Not with all this hype, they got to make sure they come through with it.
Well said.
But the CM Punk thing, I mean, I go through it. I was looking at his compilations of some of his like savage moments. That dude, his mic skills in AEW could be huge.
Yep.
He came in as the anti, machine guy again, or even like a heel, like when he was the alcoholic in the straight edge society.
Exactly.
He's good for that company. They have like plenty of people that are good on the mic, but the way he could be, him versus Omega could be insane. I honestly believe, and that's what he wants. He wants a match with Omega, and so why not?
Do you know what I'd like to see?
That
CM Punk, Bryan Danielson go for the tag team titles.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Can you imagine what a tag team they would make?
Danielson and Punk as a tag team, yeah, that'd be freaking disgusting. I love it. I would love it. That'd be like the Young Bucks, where they just don't lose for a couple years,
Yeah. Young Bucks versus the old Stags.
Yeah. Well said. I love that. And Steve, I do agree with you. I think that would be perfect. And I mean, the thing is now that CM Punk has more creative freedom with AEW, I think he could really take it far. But I don't know if you heard the comment that I mentioned when I was talking about it. You might have missed it, but I said that Vince has said, let him be their problem now, because he has the tendency to be a big-headed guy.
Yeah.
And whatever. So DJ, thank you for coming, buddy. We're doing good. Hope you're having a good day. We're just about to end it shortly, but anyway, sorry, Steve, continue.
I love CM Punk. I mean, Triple H is always going to be my favorite of all time.
Oh yeah.
But CM Punk, dude, if he never got released from WWE so soon, he would have been my favorite of all time. So he might still have that honor if he, in AEW, he might still take it just because I love the mic skill. And the thing is, he's not just mic skills. He is a very good competitor. I mean, he was. I don't know. Obviously, he still could be rusty. But
go on. Sorry.
But I mean, dude is crazy. I love him.
Yeah.
The only thing is, although he's got this creative freedom,
right?
Yeah.
I don't want him to go in business just for himself. That's my only concern.
I just hope he doesn't put a superhero suit on and call himself CM Ash. I don't want to see that shit.
Yeah. but you said about that with Nikki. I like where they've gone with Nikki. I'm actually liking it. Right? The fact that they put the title on her, right, is one, it's overdue.
Yeah.
Right? And two, she's been allowed to do what she wants, right? Yep. And
this was her idea. We have to remember that.
I didn't think it would work.
No.
I really didn't. But it seems to be doing well.
Yeah.
Right, and she's making the most of it. Now, whether she does it for 6 months, a year, 2 years, whatever, I don't know.
Yeah.
Right, but I'm hoping, right, and it's allowing her to showcase her true wrestling talent as well, which I don't think was getting enough focus on.
Yeah.
Right. But maybe that was because the personality was bigger than the person in her wrestling ability. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a hard one to judge. But these are the sort of chances that all of wrestling needs to take. It's take someone that is good, not just a good worker.
Yeah.
Right. They're a genuine talent. They've got the skills. All they need is to be nurtured.
Yeah.
Right. Get the right person in there, in there as a coach, whatever.
Yeah.
Right. And help them evolve. Brock Lesnar, say what you want about him, and I do.
Yeah.
But if he was a coach, Kurt Angle as a coach, they could do remarkable things with the talent that's there. Some of the guys that perhaps don't have the self-belief and belief in themselves that they should do. Some of the guys that aren't necessarily getting the opportunities that they should be getting.
Yeah.
Right? Look how it's worked with Sting and Darby Allin.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, Darby Allin was over anyway.
Yeah. But still, I mean, I think it was
he's even more over now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, you know, if you're going to bring in an old guy to your company,
do it that way.
Let them do what they're capable of doing. Right? I like what's going on with Tully Blanchard.
Yeah.
I like what's going on with Arn Anderson.
Yes.
Right? I like what's going on with MVP.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Because they're not hogging the spotlight. They know they can't necessarily go anymore.
That's
they
right.
They got the odd little spot now and again.
Yeah.
But nothing that takes away from
the young
guys.
Well, I mean,
right?
and to continue with that, I actually want to touch on that too really quickly. But DJ says CM Punk was his favorite wrestler to hate. Yeah, I think he was for a lot of people, my dude. Yeah. Don't worry. But what I was going to say, that's kind of like this whole thing that's going on with Dominic and Ray. They're talking about maybe having them turn on each other because Dominic wants to be his own guy, and then Daddy constantly beacon off in his ear and whatever. I think that would be a perfect kind of passing of the torch, so to speak. Pass the baton, whatever you want to call it. Let the younger generation take over. And I think that WWE and AEW are kind of starting to get that, where it's handed over. These older wrestlers, like say Goldberg even, like he can still throw down. Like he's got a lot of power in him, but you can't imagine the amount of pain that guy goes through from all his wrestling, from his whole wrestling career. So to pass it on, I think is a great idea, because the problem with bringing... Go ahead.
Yeah, go on, sorry. No, what I was going to say, the problem is, and it's always been that way in wrestling, it's all about the ka-ching, right? And how much money they're making on the short term. They don't think about the long-term plan. They don't think about the investment in new talent.
Exactly.
Anyway, sorry.
No, I agree with you there. And that's the thing. You have to kind of work with it, you know. But anyways, so we're going to call this now. Thank you guys for coming in. All those guys who come in. Justin for sticking around. Raven for coming in. Jimmy for stopping by. DJ, Mr. Fulton, and everybody else who may have been lurking or otherwise. Thank you so much for coming in and being with us tonight. I'm going to actually start trying to do this on Restream, where we can do it on both counts, both sides of it, so that Twitch and YouTube both have a voice. But thank you again, Jason, for joining us. Awesome co-host, wicked awesome co-host. Steve, thanks for coming in. Late, but never too late. So, you know what? Fashionably late.
I mean, it's Stepdad's birthday party, so I mean, I've been out there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's okay.
I didn't even get your message till you're halfway through in, and I was like, oh, all right, she wants to go.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you why after. But anyways, so anyways, guys, thanks so much for joining us tonight. And I hope you all have a wonderful evening. I hope you have a great week. God bless everybody. Bye-bye. Love you.
Later, everyone.
Yeah.